how to be able to better view Sentry mode events without losing the actual footage or having some kind of error pop up, and better understanding your USB flash drive and how to actually eject it in your Tesla Model 3, in my case 2021. So the other day, what happened to me was simply this. Loaded everything, took the, well, I had this plugged in to the car, G drive. I don't know if you could see. Now you could see. And I took it out of the car, connected it to the computer. Here's my Sentry mode events. Exactly. Nobody likes to see this nonsense. The document, blah, 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 can't be opened because it's in the trash. But here's the fun part. Go to the trash. I take it out of the trash. This file, not this, the file isn't compatible with QuickTime Player. So I'm going to show you how to get around this so that you don't have these issues, and I'm going to show you also how I ended up finding the answer. So my travels here during this uneventful occasion took me to do what any normal person would. So I found a site called Tesla Motor Club while I was searching. And get myself out of here. And this fella here, and he had a couple of suggestions. I've seen that incompatible with QuickTime message on my Mac, but launching QuickTime and then opening the file from there worked. So for me, this did not work, and opening it from QuickTime did absolutely nothing. You might also want to try one of the third-party dashcam viewers to view the footage. I like this one, which is entirely browser-based. So it's a site called, what's it called? Tesla Cam Video Web App Player. So you could go here and you could see that site, but that didn't work for me either. And I suppose you could try it. Maybe for some people it would work depending on what happened with the file. But it was able to show my regular files, but I could watch my regular files anywhere. I had no problem, meaning my dash cam videos, but Sentry mode was my issue. So here's a very long post from Failure, and I found this to actually be the most useful one. Most all the problems you guys are experiencing is due to disk directory corruption. This is caused by removing the storage device from your car without ejecting it first. So there's nothing obvious that would show me on the USB flash drive in my Model 3 that I need to actually eject it the same way I would eject it on a computer. So this seems to be the most useful post out of anybody, and it says most of the problems you guys are experiencing is due to disk directory corruption. This is caused by removing the storage device from your car without ejecting it first. There's nothing that tells me that I need to hit eject somewhere on the USB drive in the car, like on a computer or a laptop, etc. So I was pretty surprised to read that, but I suppose it makes sense. I would like it, Tesla, if you would please fix that so that we don't need to actually eject it. So I'm going to show you in a minute here what I discovered and how you actually end up ejecting it. First I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to show you on the car, and we'll see if it actually works the way it's supposed to work. Now, Let's say you're using an old school typewriter, you're typing along when suddenly someone yanks the paper out of the typewriter while you're typing. You're left with a mess, random letters in random places on the paper. So I'm going to read this because it does help for someone that doesn't really understand why the ejecting even matters. I know a lot of people will, but I like to do things that could help. Even if I just help a few people, I'm happy and solve a problem with this type of video. So the same thing happens with your video storage device in your Tesla. The car is constantly writing video data to the storage device. If you come along and yank the device out of the car, it's just like someone yanking the paper out of your typewriter. In this case, the storage device doesn't have a chance to update the device's directory, which tells the device where various files are stored and how large those files are, making a mess out of the files on the device. Okay? Always make sure you properly eject any storage device connected to your Tesla before pulling it out of the car's USB port. To do this, press and hold on the disk icon until it does a little animation. You'll know that the device is correctly ejected if you see a blank camera icon with no red dot on it. Ejecting the device before you remove it, it stops the data flow that's being written to the device, and the device has a chance to update the directory information before you pull it, preventing the problems you guys are having. Some of this is Tesla's fault for not using a better disk format. FAT32 is old, clunky, and prone to corruption. More information can be found in the Tesla user's manual. So I know that a lot of places tell you to create this FAT32 file on your own if you don't see it, and a lot of places tell you that you need to create different files that you need to format the drive on a computer. You actually don't, not in the 2021 Model 3, because all I did is when I figured out that the car actually comes with a flash drive, I hit format flash drive from within the car and everything was working fine. The only issue I've had ever in viewing footage since I started using it in the past maybe week or so, because until then I didn't realize that the USB flash drive was actually in the car, and when I did I said, you know what, I have this 1 terabyte G drive sitting here, I may as well use it, so I used that instead. And I actually tried a little experiment, by the way, where I left the USB flash drive now in the car, and I'm soon going to test it out and see if I still get the same error if I don't eject with the USB drive, or if it's going to work, and if I'm actually going to be able to see Sentry mode events without having this particular error. So back to what he was saying here about ejecting. It's not very obvious, it wasn't to me anyway, what you actually need to do here. So when you're in the car, and I'll show you this in the car, you need to just tap and hold down the camera icon in the car. And when you tap and hold it down, you're going to see after a few seconds, they describe it as a little flash, but you'll see something that tells you that the flash card has been properly ejected, and then you should be able, without any corruption, be able to see the Sentry mode events. Now, what doesn't make sense to me is it says if the card is writing or doing something that it'll corrupt files. Why didn't it corrupt, in my case, and I just thought of this now, my other files? Was it that they were that old and already in the car, that there was no writing or nothing that was possibly happening, that I couldn't have interrupted anything that was going on? Or does that type of activity happen, and does the flash drive or the hard drive basically start doing something the second you get in the car, just because it's starting to record new information? I love when this happens. Normally I would ignore this, but I'm just waiting for something. Okay, so that's not what I was waiting for. So long story short, I'm going to show you on screen how to do this in the car so that you don't have, hopefully, any issues. Now you could see that the camera is red. Now when I hold it down, you'll see like a mini white flash go under here. You almost can't even notice it. And once that's done, you've ejected properly. So you could actually then go in here, take out your USB, which I'm not going to do, and you should be okay to watch Sentry mode clips.